Why does life often feel like a struggle? Why do we suffer? What if I told you that, according to one philosopher, suffering isn't just a part of life, it's the very essence of it? Stay tuned as we explore the fascinating and provocative world of Arthur Schopenhauer, the philosopher who dared to say that life is more about pain than pleasure, and that suffering is the cornerstone of the human experience. Arthur Schopenhauer, a 19th-century German philosopher, is often considered one of the most pessimistic thinkers in Western philosophy. But what does that really mean? Schopenhauer's philosophy is deeply rooted in the idea that life is dominated by desire and that desire inevitably leads to suffering. He believed that our existence is driven by an insatiable will to live, a force that compels us to strive for survival and satisfaction, but which ultimately leads to perpetual dissatisfaction. But Schopenhauer didn't just see this as a sad fact of life, he saw it as a fundamental truth. He argued that all of nature and every living being within it is constantly in a state of striving, and this striving is the source of all pain and suffering. So what is this will to live that Schopenhauer speaks of? In simple terms, it's an innate force that drives us to survive and reproduce, a blind and irrational force that compels us to act. According to Schopenhauer, this will is not guided by reason or logic. Instead, it's a force that is always striving, always wanting, and never truly satisfied. Imagine constantly reaching for something, perhaps it's success, love, or happiness, and just as you think you've grasped it, it slips away, or it no longer satisfies. This is the cycle of desire and fulfillment that Schopenhauer describes, a relentless pursuit that inevitably leads to suffering. Schopenhauer didn't see suffering as a side effect of life. He saw it as the very core of existence. He believed that because our desires can never be fully satisfied, suffering is unavoidable. In fact, he goes as far as to say that life itself is suffering, and happiness is merely the absence of pain. But here's the twist. Schopenhauer also believed that understanding and accepting this reality could lead to a deeper insight into the human condition. He argued that once we acknowledge the inherent suffering in life, we can begin to transcend it. So, what does Schopenhauer propose we do in the face of such a bleak reality? Interestingly, his answer lies in the idea of renunciation, renouncing our desires and the will to live. He suggests that by denying our desires, we can achieve a state of tranquility and release from suffering. This concept is very much influenced by Eastern philosophies, particularly Buddhism, which Schopenhauer greatly admired. The idea is that by letting go of our attachment to the will, we can reach a state of quietude, a peaceful acceptance of life as it is, without the constant craving for more. Schopenhauer's ideas might sound depressing, but they also offer a unique perspective on the meaning of life and suffering. His philosophy challenges us to look beyond the surface and question the true nature of our existence. It invites us to consider that maybe, just maybe, the key to a meaningful life isn't found in avoiding suffering, but in understanding and accepting it. Schopenhauer's pessimism isn't about giving up. It's about facing the harsh realities of life and finding a way to live authentically within them. It's about recognizing that suffering is a shared human experience, and that, through this recognition, we can find a deeper connection to ourselves and others. In conclusion, Schopenhauer's philosophy of pessimism and suffering offers a profound, albeit challenging, reflection on the human condition. Whether we agree with him or not, his ideas push us to think deeply about our lives, our desires, and what truly brings us peace. So, what do you think? Is suffering an unavoidable part of life, or is there a way to transcend it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into philosophy and the human experience. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring.